and welcome to the council meeting for the 1st of February. Good to see you all here. I'll start the meeting with a karakia, which you'll see on the screen. So if we could all stand up and do that, please. That would be lovely.
Whakataka te hau ki te uru, whakataka te hau ki te tonga, kia mā kina ki uta, kia mā taratara ki tau, he heki ana, he atakura, he tio, he huka, he hauhu, tihei, maurio.
That was a lot easier now that we could see it. We couldn't see it last time, which was a bit... Before we get into this, I'd just like to start today's meeting. I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome some very special guests who are here with us from our sister city of Seattle. This is the first time we have received a delegation from Seattle since 2012, and the first time we've received a sister city since COVID. And the other first time is that I, as mayor, have this honour of receiving it, of welcoming you, so that's great. So Council Member Nelson, Delegation Leader Richard Collin, and all of the delegation members, it is an absolute pleasure and privilege to have you in our city this week in celebration of the 40th anniversary of our relationship as a sister city. I trust that you will enjoy your time here, and I'd have to say the weather is always like this, so lap it up. As you know, and I know all our team are looking forward to spending some time with you. I'm really excited about the potential that lies ahead in the relationship between our cities and the opportunity for perhaps a return visit to Seattle in the future. Finally, I would especially like to thank Richard Collin and the Seattle Sister City Association, as well as our own Christchurch Seattle Sister City Committee for all the work that has been done to promote goodwill and people-to-people exchange between our cities. Without your involvement, the relationship quite simply would not be as good as it is today. And we as a council remain fully committed to working with you going forward. Council Member Nelson, I would now like to invite you to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor, for inviting me to speak. Thank you very much on behalf of the City of Seattle Council members for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to say hello from the City of Seattle. You know, as alluded to, this is an outgrowth of the People-to-People program that was started by President Eisenhower in 1956, September 11th, to further international peace through relationships. And I am Sarah Nelson and a member of the City Council for a year. I am citywide, so I represent the whole city, and I'm one of the two. And I was lucky enough to be given the Christchurch as my sister city, which I already pre-loved because my husband and I honeymooned here in 2002. So we share a lot in common, as you probably already know. We live on subduction zones, and we benefited the City of Seattle greatly from the learnings following your earthquake and how you've rebuilt your city and become more resilient from it. That was 10 years after our earthquake in 2001. And we both share an ocean, and that is particularly important because the U.S. and particularly Seattle admires New Zealand for its environmental stewardship. And so it's up to us to protect these waters that separate us, but that also bind us, because the water knows no borders and is more of a, I think, a bringing together than a separation. And so we share so much together. And I spent yesterday in meetings with policymakers and leaders, learning what I can bring back to my city to benefit the people of Seattle. So thank you very much for this opportunity. And I really have to say that beyond the governmental context that we're in right now, it really is the people that that keep this relationship together. Relationships forged in these trips, maintained over the years in between. Truly, the spirit of people to people. So, thank you.
thank you very much for coming along, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow night, I think. Is that right? Yeah. So enjoy the rest of the stay. Thank you. Right. Now move on to apologies. Are there any apologies? As far as I know, there's none, and I note that James Goff is on Zoom. Right. Any declarations of interest? If anyone has any that they think that might be an issue as we go forward, please mention them. So now